They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet because they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew, let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho,
they're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
oh, so fancy.
Wow.
I love that.
David's got it going on. It's like a real show. Hi, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Stars in the House. Seth, I think, is posting a picture that we just took. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, I'm James Wesley. This is Seth Rudetsky. As you probably know, this is our daily live stream that we began in March for the Actors Fund. And we've raised, I think at this point, a little over $585,000 for the Actors Fund, which you know is for everyone in the entertainment industry is probably the wrong word, because it can also include wedding singers and people who are in artistic directors' offices around the country. If you are able to give, go to starsinthehouse.com or text Fund 2020 to 56512. And you would get a receipt. You will get a receipt from the Actors Fund. You'll forward it to donations at starsinthehouse.com. And by the way, those of you who donated on Election Day, $100 or more, we did send out the posters. Seth and I autographed them. All of the amazing people that were on the show, and so we sent it out. And so basically everyone except for the person in Hawaii is getting them no later than Monday. Hawaii on Tuesday. I don't know why it takes Monday to go to New York City and only a day later for Hawaii, but that's what they said. So anyway, we have a lot of our friends and family that are going to be joining us today, and we want to start with our good friend, who we couldn't do this show without. It would not be the same. And that's Dr. John LaPook. As you know, he's been on the West Coast. And here he is with his wonderful wife, Lear, and her father, his father-in-law, Norman Lear.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, guys. Who did the cooking today? Be honest.
The restaurant.
The restaurant. We're supporting the local economy because,
yes,
there's no it's in LA. There's not the ability to do dining indoors. So we're there's nothing we would like better to have spent the day cooking.
Yes.
And basting and roasting.
And as a matter of fact, we have yet to eat that dinner we're talking about.
Yeah, we have it ahead of us, so it's very exciting.
Well, you're talking about the Actors Fund. This man has known several actors in his life.
Over a half a dozen.
Norman, are you in the business? What do you do?
I watch a lot of television.
What is your name and what you really do?
We watch your television.
I've got a news show on the air. Well, it's not that new. It's 4 years on the air on Netflix, and it's one day at a time.
We love it.
Tina Machado and Rita Moreno and a glorious cast.
And right now it's on CBS, and it could be elsewhere soon.
Oh, stay tuned.
Could be right here in our lap.
Well, Sirius, we have the show air on Sirius XM, and they smartly took today and tomorrow off, the production team, and they said, which of all the shows you've done would you like to re-air? And Norman, of course, we had to pick the One Day at a Time with Valerie and Mac and the gang from when you came on in July, because it's such the quintessential family show that was perfect. And I said, that's the one show that we have to re-air. So that was what aired on Sirius XM today in honor of you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
And do you guys remember I joined you on stage on Broadway?
Do I remember? I made you get on stage and you begged me. You said, do I have to get up on that goddamn stage? And I said, absolutely. You were at my show Disaster. You were so nice. Thank you, Norman.
I think that's begging your pardon rather than begging.
By the way, John and Kate, you guys are in matching, amazing,
stunning
leather kind of dominatrix outfits. They're working.
Hi.
We're working it at our Thanksgiving for 5. It's important to dress well.
Right.
This happen
and impress one another.
Well, I know you're about to have. Yeah, go ahead, Norman.
Nothing. I'm impressed totally by that.
But there's something you should know that we did because it's very Thanksgiving. Together and needing the oxytocin from the hugs and being together. We haven't seen Norman. We haven't hugged him for many, many, many months, like so many other people. And 2 weeks ago and a day, we came out to LA with the express purpose of quarantining for 14 days, which we did apart from him. And yesterday, we're going to be here for another 2 weeks so that we could come inside his pod, which we did yesterday, and give him a hug. And you want to describe that moment of hug?
Just like this.
Just like that.
Oh.
But we waited 2 weeks for it.
We waited 2 weeks
And
for
that
it.
was not easy.
And it was worth every second of the wait.
And if you want to see the slow motion replay of when I hugged him,
Yes.
it's like this. Oh, thank you. It's amazing. Anyway, that's what it looked like.
We believe you.
Well, before you go and have your dinner, how do you normally? So that's what you did for this Thanksgiving. How was like last year's Thanksgiving or the Thanksgiving before? What's the normal routine, or is there one?
The normal routine has been the American normal routine: turkey at Thanksgiving.
And which family do you choose? The Jeffersons, Maud's family? Like, how do you choose a family to sit with?
But there's an additional family called Lear,
Oh,
and we have a group in New York. 3 daughters in New York. They come out here. One of them is here now. That was the Kate that you met a moment ago, and her husband, the John LaPook, Dr. John LaPook.
But
So
he
he has 6 children, and we all get together generally here in LA for Thanksgiving around a very big table with the kids, and he has 4 grandkids, and sadly we have one of his grandchildren and the 2 of us, and that's our core Thanksgiving for this year. But usually the house is full of I was talking about how weird it is to not have the echoes of and the laughter and all the things that we normally have. But that's kind of missing right now.
In the situation as we live it, as we must live it, it is the kick of kicks to have the grandson and the daughter and son-in-law here.
Oh,
that's very sweet.
well. We don't want to hold you from it any longer.
Yeah,
so
go eat.
We want to be held from it because we really can't stand each other.
I knew it.
Truth to tell.
Because we're reading cue cards, and I really enjoyed being with Norman. And how about you, Kate?
Yes.
Roll it.
I too.
So awkward.
Well, I am grateful, and I know Seth is too, to all 3 of you. Everything that all of you give every day. And Norman, from my childhood to today, you're the #1 influence for me as a writer. John, we couldn't do it without you. And oh, who are we bringing?
What
You
the?
have a surprise guest, Lynn Lear.
Because you were just so kind. I'd
Yes.
like you to meet the woman who runs this joint, Lynn Lear.
And,
Hi.
and this is a dog named
Not the
Josie.
Josie.
And
Josie.
Josie was a rescue dog who really was on the verge of, not surviving, and as a puppy. And Lynn
Yes.
nursed her back to health, really. And I've never seen a happier dog. And I think it was because she started off so sick. And she goes around with that tail like that. And so Thanksgiving, this is the embodiment
Right.
The-
Gratitude.
of gratitude.
Gratitude.
Aw.
Being alive.
We have, our
Say again?
We don't hear you.
We lost himself.
Your thing says mute. Oh, well.
okay.
There you go.
Our
Can you hear us?
doggy just had surgery and is not allowed to. Basically, has to be on bed rest for a full month. So
Wow.
Oh.
Say again. I didn't hear
Yes,
that.
the dog has to be on
Bed
bed
rest.
rest. Oh.
Oh, that's so sad.
Josie, look.
Feel better.
Josie, look, it's Bagel, the doggy.
Bagel?
Yeah.
Now he's
She's not on bed rest. She's allowed to walk around. That's Mandy.
Oh,
But that's Bagel.
But Bagel had spinal surgery and his cervical surgery, to be exact, 6 days ago, and he's doing much better. But he is on strict bed rest.
And he hates it.
Yeah.
Poor little baby.
We're very grateful the surgery went well.
Well,
Yay.
we
So
love
are we.
you guys, and hello to my 3 sisters and my 2 sons and my nieces and
I
nephews
don't
who are
even
watching
know where
this.
I am, but hello.
You're on the planet
I'm happy
Earth.
to be here wherever I am.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye. That was so fun. So, are you getting Bagel?
No, I'm putting him back to sleep.
You're putting him. He needs to go. He got excited. He was auditioning for a part with Norman Lear. Can't blame him. Okay, so Seth, we have so many people waiting that I feel like
we have to stand for the show.
we can sit down. I am sweating profusely because about a week ago, Seth and I were like, you know what? We've been together in quarantine now for how many months? 8 months. And we were like, basically, what are the annoying habits that the other one dislikes the most? And for me, it was Seth and chewing nails. And for him, Seth is very big, smartly so, on exercise. Me, you have to really drag me. And I said, okay, I will do 30 minutes of exercise, meaning like on the bike, 30 minutes every day for 6 days a week, because that's what Seth does. And so it's
If I stop biting my nails.
if he stops biting his nails. And so what'll happen, and so I had to do it. We ate until like literally 7:15, 7:20. And so I got on the bike, just got off, didn't even take a shower. But Seth has been very good. But if he starts biting his nails, like after the show, we'll watch TV, I'll say, I exercised today.
It is so annoying. I'll just go like this for a second. I'll go, but I exercised today. So anyway, we're
Oh, hold on, Seth. This is so bright behind me.
this
Hold
is
on.
the deal. Okay, hold on.
So, and Mandy's right here. Hold on.
So we asked you, Thanksgiving people to send in photos.
Oh, yeah.
And also, by the way, we're gonna be having our cast and crew and our family on the show today. So we have to send in photo. Wow, we have so many comments.
By the way,
Wait, by the way, simmering marital tension. It's like the one time we're actually getting along.
but by the way, how amazing is that like we were like it'll be our friends and family and people who work on the show, and we are going to have someone who's going to be performing at the end, right? It's going to be at the end, stuff.
You have a performer? No.
Oh, okay. I thought we did, but I thought this was going to be all, which is great. And then Norman Lear is at the beginning of the show. Anyway, Seth, do you want to? I have to put on my glasses for.
Show us a picture of our
So David, show the one from Julie. Do you have that? Can you show that from Julie K? It's ice skating. Make sure that David's on this.
You can show it. The first one.
Well, I can't. You walk away. I can't see a damn
It says
thing.
You're the one that says I can. Wait, I said to him I can't read this, and Jim's like, I can.
Well, I can read this, but I can't do both. Here's the thing.
That's
We're
it.
on the little laptop, like how we
Yeah.
started the show, in our kitchen.
This is ice skating.
Okay, so
tell
this
us the
is
show.
ice skating outdoors in sunny Southern California, and right across the street from the ocean at the Paseo Hotel in Huntington Beach. Happy Thanksgiving. Love your show.
Nice line.
I love it.
Look at the line.
Okay, what
Who's
about
that from?
that is from Julie K, a viewer in
One
Southern
of our
California.
viewers. How to
That's
spend
right.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, the ice skating outdoors. How about Brittany? So Barbara, Brittany,
Yeah.
Frank. Happy Thanksgiving, Seth, James, Julie, and Stars in the House family. Everyone that's here. We decided to forego our normal family get-together this year and instead try to perfect taking a family selfie. As you can see, Kona was not amused.
Oh,
Hope everyone has a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
look how sweet an angel is. She looks amused.
And what about Elisa? Do you have Elisa?
Yeah, just go off.
Okay. This is what Elisa did today. Drove up to my parents to see them safely on Thanksgiving.
Her name is Elisa.
Yeah.
It's actually the one that's not labeled Elisa. So you know what? Elisa, I appreciate it, but unfortunately, there's no label. There's Hannah. Did you do Hannah yet? Hannah.
I'd have to find it. How about I go in the order that's right here?
Fostering
From
cats?
Allison and Jeff. We started I'll read it while you're looking for it.
I got it.
We started fostering kittens and some cats once we went into shutdown. It's amazing. I've spent night after night sleeping in our living room to keep a pregnant cat company and then supported her when she gave birth. We brought people joy with our social media posts as scaredy cats turn into cuddlers. And we've lost little pieces of our hearts when our babies go to their new homes.
Oh, they're fostering.
Here are some of our favorite pics. Oh, that's so sweet.
This one is amazing. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Oh, they're seeing my parents. That's Marissa. Seeing her parents safely. Wow, that's some distance. That's really healthy.
Yeah, that's
Bye-bye.
Elisa. Yeah. That's Elisa, I think, right?
Yeah, seeing my parents safely.
Yeah, you got it.
What did I say?
I don't know. Okay. Why don't we do some more in a little bit? But we wanted to we didn't do our usual thing right before the show. So I want to talk about that and then we bring on.
No more glasses.
Yes, sir.
About what?
Is it too bright? It's that light. There we go. About today and the 6 hours in the car, but it was totally worth it. So yesterday, as you know, while we were doing the show, Seth was like chopping,
God, Mandy,
and
not
Mandy's
you
right
there.
behind, right
Sorry,
literally
honey.
under our feet.
I'm sorry, honey.
And there she is. Here we go.
I'm so
There we
stuck on
go.
her. I didn't know she was there. My baby. Oh, my angel.
So at 1:30 last night, we finished with the white chocolate bread pudding that
There's a
Seth
picture.
made. Do you have it? Okay, then
Yeah.
go for it.
There's an angel here. Talk to my angel.
I will have Mandy
So
here.
here's the white chocolate bread pudding that I made. I actually made like way too much. It is wow. This is that kind of computer. I understand.
We're not upstairs. Yeah.
So that's the white chocolate bread pudding. I don't know if you can tell, but it's basically bread with tons of custard. And
I thought you were going to say it's basically gone, which is true too.
So we stayed up to 1:30 making it.
And our aim was to leave because our idea was to go into the city to give. My mom made cranberry sauce and Seth made the white chocolate bread pudding. And we decided to make some drop-offs because we wanted to be safe.
We'll also do exchanges.
And to do exchanges. You can explain. Come over here.
So we decided to do dessert exchanges with our friends where they would make dessert and we'd all exchange desserts with each other and then we'd all eat it at the same time. But then we also knew there were some other friends that we wanted to surprise and just drop off desserts because they may be alone for today or just, everyone's kind of depressed at Thanksgiving. So Our first exchange was with,
Okay, well, I've put on my glasses.
I got it. Our first exchange was with, it's in the bottom.
Okay.
There. Was with Paul Castree. So that's the cranberry sauce. So James's mom made delicious homemade cranberry sauce, and I made the white chocolate bread pudding. I don't know why I'm jutting my chest out. And Paul made delicious, what they call Rice Krispie bars with peanut butter and chocolate.
Yes.
Then we went down.
So we kind of made it ended up being cut to the end. It ended up being like the quintessential New York trip in many ways because Stephen and Paul live in the Bronx. And then we made our way down Manhattan, Upper West Side, to see Andrea Martin and Seth's best friend from Oberlin, Tim Cross. And they actually live on the same block, something that Tim didn't realize until literally today, even though they both lived on that block for decades. And so we did the exchange there, and all was good. Do we have a picture? Yeah, show the picture. There we go.
So Andrea made banana cream pie, which I can show you right now.
Oh, it went off. Hold on. There we go. Oh, my gosh. The banana cream pie from Andrea. I mean, you can see the box. So hold on. You can see the box. It's already obviously almost halfway eaten.
Yeah, I have to have a piece one of these days.
Beautiful. And you had to have had some.
I did.
So then we made our way down to Dr. Kent. Do we have that picture? Yes, we do. Who's our doctor at, of course, the Friedman Health Center. That's the Actors Fund. And so there's Dr. Kent. And then we went to see Christine Petty. And where's Christine? Is there a picture of Christine?
Remember she was
on my phone. My mom has my phone. I left it in the car. It's a long story. So Christine, and she got a little, because we brought Bagel and Mandy. And so she got a little pet therapy. And then we went through Times Square, and then we went through the Queens Midtown Tunnel, going to Brooklyn. And then we went to Rosie Perez. So that was on the way back, right? That was the Brooklyn Bridge. You're not going in order, stuff. And we went to Rosie Perez, and it was going to be a surprise for Rosie because, well, it ended up being a surprise for Rosie because I had texted with her husband, Eric, a couple of days ago. And I said, because Tom and Aaron live in Brooklyn, and they live like maybe 10 minutes from Rosie. And so we were doing an exchange with them as well. I text Eric. He was like, great, we're here. And so I say, okay, we're 30 minutes away, pulling into their driveway. And I call him and I said, we're here. And he comes out, but not Rosie. Seth?
So we're like, hey, where's Rosie? And he's like, oh, she's inside. And I was like, and I know Rosie though was doing her hair, and I know she wants to look fully glamorous. I was like, oh, if it's a surprise, maybe Rosie president want to see us because she's not in full glam. And I said, is she doing her hair? And he's like, yeah. So of course we're both like, we kind of want to surprise her and see her, but like, it's fine. So then we're talking, we're like, how is Rosie? And he's like, well, she's good now that the flight attendant's out. So we thought it was some kind of political reference, like now that like some of the political people she doesn't like are out of office. We're like, totally, we hate that flight attendant too. And we're like, why would a political person be called the flight attendant? We realized, oh, the name of the new TV series she's doing is called The Flight Attendant.
Which is out on HBO Max today.
So she's doing well because her series is finally out. But we're like, that flight attendant, we hate it too. They're like, oh no, we're happy it's out. Anyway,
He did not say hey.
but that was my subtext.
Yeah.
So then we're like, so is Rosie gonna come down? And he's like, no, I guess not. And we're like, I guess that was an amazing surprise. So we give him like the desserts and everything.
Yeah, you get the bread pudding and the cranberry
But then
sauce.
James like, I'm just gonna try. So we called Rosie.
Because it just something didn't quite seem right. And so I thought I'll call her, but it went while we were still in the driveway. And I called her and it went right to her voicemail. And of course her voicemail was full. So I'm like, okay, well, at least we left it. It wasn't that much out of our way because we were going to see Tom and Aaron anyway. So we go to Tom and Aaron's.
So here's Tom and Aaron. Oh, wait, we took a picture of Tom and Aaron, but I don't see it. Well, sorry, Tom and Aaron.
We went to see Tom and Aaron. We did the exchange there. And then as Seth said, or showed you earlier, we went on the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, here we go.
I have Tom and Aaron if you want to see. So this is Tom and Aaron in
that's
Brooklyn.
good.
Very, very
There you
Brooklyn.
Oh, there it is. Here.
Oh, I just didn't notice it. Oh, there it is.
Yay.
So it's Tom and Aaron, and they made...
And look at that street, by the way. It's like, again, I said, this was the quintessential New York trip today. It's like, it's so Brooklyn. I loved it. Go ahead, Seth.
So they made these delicious chocolate chip cookies. We gave them, my white chocolate bread pudding. They already had Andrew Martin's banana cream pie. So then we're driving. It's like 10 minutes later, finally the phone rings, and Rosie is there. And she's like, happy Thanksgiving. So Jim's like, oh my God, Rosie, how are you? We're chatting. And then she's like, what are you guys doing? And Jim's like, dropping off desserts, different people. She's like, that's nice. And then I was like, of course, I want to know whether she liked my white chocolate bread pudding because I kind of love it.
And Seth's in the back seat. Right?
So I said, tell her I made the white chocolate bread pudding. So he's like, Seth made the white chocolate bread pudding. He goes, my mom made the cranberry sauce. And she was like, oh. And there was still silence. And it was one of those, like, when you see somebody's show and you're like, I saw you in the show. And then you don't say whether you liked it. So I'm like, she didn't like the white chocolate bread pudding. So I'm like, Rosie, I said, you did get it, didn't you? And then she goes, you were the James?
So what had happened was that Eric had said, James is here. But she thought that
but
it was
James
like,
Wesley,
not
James
me.
And Seth,
it was like
James.
Like a friend of his that was James. So she was just sort of
like,
like, I'm getting my
go.
hair done. It's like, fine, you can go ahead and go to the stoop and talk to him.
So instead of saying your friend James and Seth are surprising, he was just like, James is here. And she was like, okay. So she stayed in the house and he like chatted with us 15 minutes and we kept going, is Rosie coming? He's like, I guess she doesn't like you.
Yeah. So apparently Eric was like, well, maybe Rosie just doesn't want to see them. And so I'm going to cover for her.
Totally. She was furious. She's like, I thought it was his friend James from the neighborhood. She was so mad. So then James was like, don't be mad at him. Of course, I'm like, you should be mad at him. Like, why wouldn't he say big surprise? Which is, James is here. And she was like, okay.
Right. So we promised that we would go for a safe visit.
Well, you promised. I was furious.
Yeah,
okay,
you were furious. Before the new year. So then we drive back to Paul and Stevens because we give them the pie from Andrea. We give them the cookies from Aaron and Tom. And then we go on to our next surprise. And we were hoping that it would be one that would be executed better than the first one. Yes. And that was to Cheetah Rivera. And so because Cheetah lives not that far from our house. And so we stopped by. And sure enough, Rosie, because Rosie is her longtime assistant, and Lisa Mordente, they've both been on the show. Lisa, I think it was a surprise for Lisa too.
Yeah, they came out on the porch. We drove up, and Lisa and
drove
Cheetah,
up into their driveway,
and like Lisa and Cheetah were like trying to figure out who it was, and finally we leaned out, and they were like, "Oh my God!" Like that was the reaction I wanted from Rosie Perez.
Well, Rosie would have given it if there had been a little bit better communication between husband and wife.
So Cheetah, Lisa, and Rosie were so happy.
So fun.
They were so safe too. They were with their masks, standing all the way in the back, but they could see Mandy and Bagel, and they were waving, and it was really nice. We gave them all the deliciousness, and we basically drove for how many hours, Jimmy?
Basically 6 hours.
6 hours of driving, but it was so worth it.
It was like I was in LA.
The desserts were crazy.
Everyone is here. What's up?
There are Browns There are brownstones in Harlem. We know we lived in a brownstone in Harlem. We're just saying it looks so Brooklyn-y, that one block.
Yeah.
We're from New York City.
Well, and also we had just passed Prospect Park, and
Yes.
so it was very. It was actually really fun.
It was very
And
fun.
then we got here. We basically had 10 minutes before the show.
Shoved food,
shoved
had the
food.
dessert.
Yes.
Okay,
You
so
want to bring everyone on?
we have a lot of staff people. I want to bring
Our staff and volunteers.
We'll bring on. Let's go in pairs. Actually,
You want to go in pairs? Why can't I just bring everyone on?
because it's too many people.
It's too many people?
That's what Sirius XM said. We can't do that.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to bring on sort of our core staff, which is good old Cicely. Hi, Cicely.
Hello.
Hi.
Good old Aaron. Hi, Aaron. Good old Diane.
Oh,
Hi, Diane.
hey.
So, Aaron, why don't you tell everybody what you do, and please use your accent.
I don't know what accent you're talking about. Am I frozen right now?
A little bit, but it's fine.
Cute. I don't know how to summarize what I do. Oh God, I can hear my parents cheering downstairs. I guess they can see me on screen.
That's pretty sweet.
I guess that's just so cute. Oh my God, mortifying. I guess I work on just managing the Sirius XM stuff and the website and just making sure everything doesn't go up in flames, I suppose.
It's very UK downplaying.
Yes.
So what Aaron does is, so our Sirius XM show has to be like 54 minutes or something like that.
50 minutes, 50 seconds, I think, right,
So-
Aaron?
Yeah, 50 minutes and 40 seconds, yeah.
So between her and Griffin, they'll take the show and they'll be like, how can we edit it down where it's the perfect length with the most interesting stuff? And then they'll send it in, and it's like incredibly stressful. And I don't know how you guys do it, because they just cut it down where it's super interesting and they get it onto the show. Plus, James and Aaron are constantly texting each other. It's just relentless and basically like
Relentless.
well, just that. What I mean is it's nonstop work. Cicely, you're in charge, and I don't even know how Cicely, we got you through Margie, right?
Well, hold on.
Yes.
Let's bring them on. Hold on. I see the Burden family here. All things start with the Burden family. 1, 2, 3, Burdens.
Yay.
Hi.
So the Verdens, you guys are Happy Thanksgiving. You guys are in Atlanta right now, right, Verdens?
Yes.
So Margie is sort of like our right-hand person, and she's connected us with a million people like Cicely, because we said we needed a good website. And Cicely, you're the web mistress. Am I correct?
Yes.
And your son was on the show because he just graduated Michigan as musical theater major,
Yes.
right?
Correct. Yes.
So I said to James, I said, I feel like it's the musical 9, because there's a staff meeting every Wednesday at 11, and I'm always on doing the exercise bike, but it's always James with like 14 women, like basically just nonstop women. Okay, so Diane Kelber, Diane is basically the best friend you never knew you needed. Every person that writes a letter to Stars in the House gets a 4-paragraph kind email from Diane, and it's always like this: oh my God, thank you, Diane. I've never felt better before in my life. The response, no matter what they have to go, who's on the show tonight? And she'd be like, well, first of all, take care of yourself. Take a bath. It's the most soothing. Let me just do this. The one time I responded to a letter, no joke, the person wrote back this: up yours. I'm not joking. So those are my responses.
Yeah, and I was so afraid that they thought that was me answering them. But I always say, hello, this is Diane from the Stars in the House team. But here's why I soothe people. It's not really on purpose, except, of course, I love your fans so much. But it's because my dad was a veterinarian, and so he made all the kids work in his office, and he would make me come in whenever he had to give a dog, like, take blood or do something. He would say, Bing, that's my nickname. Bing, get in here. And then he would make me talk to them and soothe them and fine. And so then I realized I was just like putting people asleep. But
Now, by the way, we're getting a slight judgment. Someone's going, big gathering at the Verdens. You guys are one big pod together. So you guys all live together. So it's just called a giant family. So no judging our show.
So Margie, you go.
I'm sorry?
I said, I feel guilty. I feel like we're interrupting your dinner.
No, you're part of our dinner. You're our fam.
Aww.
Hi, Margie.
First of
Hi,
all,
everyone. Yes, we
everybody
have
knows
dinner
you.
for all these people every single night during COVID. We're a huge COVID pod of people in the same house.
Diane, everyone loves you. Look at this. I love Diane.
I love Diane too.
Diane is so nice.
She is so nice.
Oh, because that I just figured out it's the trickle down theory. So you guys are so amazing and kind and activist and woke and like brilliant, and so you attract your fans, and your fans are amazing. Almost all of them, except the one that said that mean thing.
Up yours.
Well, they were. And look, Diane, another one. Diane's amazing. You have your own fans, okay?
This is making me cry. This is the best Thanksgiving. It started out so sad.
Well, I do want to tell people, there's people that think Diane's only a letter writer. She's actually a danseuse. When I first met Diane, that's what I knew her as, was the dancer. And then I saw her in a movie and she was amazing. But I will say, Diane's got it going on. She's always incredibly upright. And if you've never seen Diane in action, perhaps you'll enjoy this.
Watch, copy, paste. Yes, I love you. Please, no, you go first. Sure, I need you. Ha, ha. Do you want dessert? Yes, I love you. Please, no, you go first. Sure, I need you. Ha, ha. You make me burst.
I love you. Please, no, you go first. Sure, I need you. Ha, ha. Do you want dessert? Yes, I love you. Please, no, you go first. Sure, I need you. Ha, ha. You make me ha.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh, this is the best Thanksgiving. I was so mean in that movie too, and creepy and awful. It was fun.
Diane, where can people find it?
Oh, that was Marriage Material, and it's a Fox Searchlight short, and there's a link to it that I could find. And
Or is it on your website, dianekelber.com?
Yes, and I have that other one. You know, it's been so sad because all the film festivals shut down. The one the little short that I starred in did so well, and they're all shut down. There's one in Poland this weekend in Warsaw on Saturday. I was invited because I got nominated, and everything's moved online. It's just so sad. So this family, all of these people and the Margie people and your fans have just been so. Remember, James, when you asked me to do this, and I was like, no, I'm depressed because there's no acting. You don't understand. Like that's March, and you're like, Diane, when you read the letters from the fans, I think you'll be uplifted. I said, I don't think so, James. You still understand. It's just been the most beautiful, uplifting. It really fills my heart, and I'm so grateful. Not just on Thanksgiving, but for all of this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel the same way. I mean, I definitely am so thankful to all of you, and I know not everyone's on because, as Seth said, as Aaron Hartley knows, SiriusXM likes us to keep it on the fewer guest side. So I wish I bring everyone on, but then you know how it is.
We'll do that for the goodbyes.
Well, we'll do that for the goodbyes if everyone can. Margie, Jonah, what's different about this Thanksgiving than other Thanksgivings?
Well, believe it or not, we normally have about twice this number of people.
Oh, yeah, at least. Yeah.
So that's one thing that's different. I don't know. There's a million things that are different. Where do I begin?
Well, who does the cooking?
Yeah.
Everybody.
It's a group effort. We really all do.
Yeah, and you guys made the mashed potatoes. You made the corn casserole, right?
No, Mama made
the corn casserole. Nicole made the Brussels sprouts, and yeah, it's been a joint effort.
Now, I want to say something. Margie, she really runs the show in many ways with me and James, but before she was doing that, I'm obsessed with this. When we first met her, she just come off a job. And Margie, I'd love for you to
you know how Seth is obsessed with this. This is one of the most fascinating facts that Seth ever mentions is about Margie Burden.
Margie, crazy ass job before we met you.
So, Seth, I'm a rocket scientist. And when I first met you, I was just transitioning away from rocket science and into stage momming, which I had no idea how to do. Designing rockets, I'm all set about that. Stage momming, no clue.
By the way,
You taught me that. Thanks.
the designing of rockets wasn't as thrilling to me as your other thing where you're like, well, I also have to do the kind of thing where I tell the government, if a nuclear bomb went off on the subway, here's who died immediately, here's who died an hour later. What's that job called? Downer?
Basically the same. It's all wrapped up into one. It's a whole sciencey thing.
Well, let me just say, the reason she says she's a stage mom, it all began because of Jonah. So some of the people that work on our show are because I knew these people as children. When I was doing Disaster, and actually, James, this is the first time we produced it when it was off-Broadway, we were looking for a boy. And I kept asking agents, I was like, can you send me a boy that's really funny that can sing with vibrato? Because they put on Broadway and they're just like, I have a castle on a cloud. They're just on pitch and that's called singing. I'm like, no, we have to actually have a singer. So I kept seeing actors that were just like on pitch. So I just put out the word. I was like, can anybody sing well? Please send me your video. And I got this letter from Jonah. How old were you, Jonah, when you sent me that letter?
I think I was 12 or 13.
And did you send? Did your mom know you were sending a New York music director, writer?
Yeah, I asked her to help me tape it.
Well,
So I was like, all right, let's tape it.
So I got this letter with this video of a 12-year-old Jonah, and this is what I saw.
Hello, I am Jonah Verdon. I am 13 years old, and I would love to audition for Disaster. I can play a 13-year-old boy or his sister. As you can see, I've had my own bike riding disaster, and my cast will come off on October 3rd. Each morning I get up, I die a little. Can barely stand on my feet. Take a look in the mirror and cry. Lord, what you doing to me? I have spent all my years in believing you, but I just can't get no relief. Lord, somebody, can anybody find me somebody to love? I work hard every day of my life. I work till I ache my bones. At the end, I take home my hard-earned pay on my own. I get down on my knees and I start to pray till the tears run down from my eyes. Lord, somebody, can anybody find me somebody to love?
And I wrote, he was amazing. So I wrote him back, and then as I called and I was like, can Jonah come in for an audition? And Margie was like, sure can. And I said, oh, this is like a weird area code. Are you like in Queens?
Well, Seth, when you called, it was like an hour after he emailed in that video. I get a phone call on my phone from a number I didn't recognize, and I answered it, probably stupidly, but maybe not. So I answered it, and Seth goes, hi, this is Seth, from New York. Can you bring Jonah up for an audition? Do you know that your son sent me a videotape? And all of a sudden I was like, I allowed my son to videotape himself in his bedroom and email it to a stranger on the internet. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, what did I do? But then it all worked out, right?
Yeah, it did.
Well, it was so bizarre because when they said they weren't in Queens, they were in Atlanta, I was like, I don't get it. I said, what are you going to do if you get into the show? What about school? And Margie was like, he's homeschooled. I'm like, where is he going to live? And she's like, my brother lives in New York. I was like,
I get an answer for everything.
so she's like, science. So he just came to the audition. He got a call back, and he was amazing. And by the way, basically got the best reviews of anybody in the show.
Oh,
it was probably one of the experiences of life. Really, it has been. It was a crazy ride. I'm so happy that I feel like I've stayed in the family.
We love you, Jonah. And the good news is he wanted to go to some stupid ass college like Princeton, and I screamed at him. And he decided to go to my alma mater, Oberlin. So we've been manipulating him for years.
Let's pray they're still open in the spring.
Yes, ma'am.
there you go. Ron.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Hey. Our regular viewers will know you from when Ben Stiller was on the show.
Right. Ben and I are like this.
Right.
Give us the inside scoop. Every single viewer is obsessed with how kind Diane is. Is she a total nightmare around the house in real life?
I have a mean streak.
Oh no, she calms me down too.
Oh, that's nice.
I've been needing a lot of calming down lately.
Oh
too.
yeah, that's true. But
Yeah,
he's
that's true.
calming down sort of election wise, and then we've only been together for 34 years. So
Long time.
Give it a chance.
Hey, Cicely, we're gonna bring on the other group, but I want to talk about Thanksgiving for you. How is Thanksgiving different this year? What do you normally do, and what are you doing this year?
This year was great in that I really didn't think that we were going to have another Thanksgiving that I had all three kids home, because with my son graduating, the plan was for him to be somewhere else. So it's been very nice to have everybody home. The other thing that was very different about this year is I actually had everything cooked and we were done eating by 5. And usually that's not the case. So I had to be ready for this. So I was like, everything's done, put up, cleaned up, everything.
I love it.
Cicely, working with us, what is it like? Because
don't ask her this. We're
I was gonna
always,
say-
oh my God, the amount of texts and emails that we send at Cicely at the last minute. I've gotten to, not that Cicely has ever gotten upset at all with anything that we've ever asked, but at a certain point, I'm like, okay, Aaron, will you ask Cicely?
No, I don't mind at all. I'm very flexible. Well, I'm very easygoing. If you can get it to me, I will get it done as soon as I can. It's just such a joy to be working with you all. And it's one of the things I'm thankful for this year, quite frankly. So it's really nice to see everybody tonight. So.
Well, you know what? One of the things that for me, for the course of the show, that I'm most thankful to you about, if I had to pick one, I'll get a little emotional here. I would say it was when we decided when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died and we called you. I think it was literally, we decided 15 minutes till 8 to do a show. And I called you at 10 till 8. And I said, Cicely, this is what we're going to do. And by God, you had the show ready for the website by 8 o'clock, before 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was really amazing. You were really on it. So I'm really grateful. And I know everyone who watched is grateful to you for being so on it.
Well, thank you. And I missed the beginning. How was everybody else's Thanksgiving? I don't know if Aaron said anything yet or.
Yeah, Aaron, where are you from originally? I want to say Scotland, but where are you actually from?
I was born in England. My mum's family all lives in Ireland, and then my dad's from the Bronx originally. So I'm a bit of a mutt. But yeah, we had Thanksgiving. It's a vegetarian Thanksgiving here. My brothers had the turkey, but we had all our green peas and Yorkshire puddings. It was a bit of a blend, so it was nice.
Yorkshire pudding, isn't that one of those tricks? Because like black pudding was served to us in London, and then we found out black pudding is like intestines. Like
Yeah. A lot of things pudding in England, but they're not really at all. Like black pudding is not the same. Yeah, Yorkshire pudding is like a bread kind of thing that you put all your mashed potatoes, your gravy, your peas in. It's delicious. I'll send you guys some. I don't know if it's lost in the mail, but yeah.
Hey, before we go, a couple of comments here for Cicely. Brava, Cicely. That was a good one. And someone else said that was an amazing show. I agree. Mark says, love her Irish accent. And most importantly for everyone, our staff and volunteers who are about to come on that I know are watching, and then all of you, to me, this is, it's for me, I'm getting emotional, going to show this comment. I'm thankful for Stars in the House and my skin. I'm thankful for all of you. And I know, and same here, someone says, same, been here since day one. So thank you for everyone. Go ahead, Seth. You guys see another one? Another straight one. I'm thankful for Stars in the House. Without it, I don't know where I'd be getting through this pandemic or how I'd be getting through this pandemic. So thank you to all of you. I'll see you at the next meeting on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Margie, if you can make. Oh my God, yeah, tomorrow. Good. We haven't even talked about it.
My God, tomorrow's show, I have to say, I'm really excited.
This has all been Seth. I'm going to be at the beginning, and then it's his thing. Go.
Well, I want you there.
I'll be there.
Basically, Bill Berloni, who was the original dog trainer of Sandy, has been training animals on Broadway.
On Broadway since the 70s.
Yeah, he's been training all the animals on Broadway for like 40 years. He's really involved with the Humane Society. They do so much amazing volunteer work. They're such a great organization. So I help them raise money every year in something called Best in Shows. And normally there are some rescue dogs live, and then we have Broadway performers. And once in a while, the rescue dog will sing with the Broadway performer. So this year we're going to do it live. And then we're like, oh my God, all these Broadway performers have rescue animals. So everyone is going to be singing songs with their actual, it's like my dream come true. All these Broadway stars with their animals tomorrow. And oh my God, Sarah
So
Boggess.
who's joining?
Oh God, Sarah Boggess.
Well, Aaron and Cicely, you probably know because you put it on the website.
Let me check my text message from
There you go.
I know Sarah with the Katz. I know
Jesse Mueller.
Orfeh
and Andy Carl.
And are with their dogs.
Oh my God.
Lily Cooper is with her doggy. Lily Cooper from Tootsie. There's another dog. Doug Sills is with his doggy. Who am I missing? Oh my God, I had to send out so much music. Kate Rockwell is with her crazy looking, like, there's one tooth that way, one tooth that way. It's so many Broadway stars, and it's going to be a fundraiser tomorrow night. It's like a Stars in the House, but it's all dedicated to the Humane Society.
That's right.
Am I missing anybody, Cicely? I can't remember.
You said Sarah Boggess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. We're going to bring on two.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, bye.
A bunch of clumps.
It's so fun. Bye, Aaron. What's that, Seth?
Well, let's do these three clunks. So, as usual, all these people I met a lot of them I met when they were very young. Jen Weiss.
Hey. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hudson Burns Flynn.
Hi.
And someone I just met last year, Kara Serber.
Hello.
Hi.
So I'm going to describe what everybody does. So Jen Weiss does all of our social media. She began as my intern. How did you write me an email? How did you become my intern all those years ago?
I was an RA at NYU with someone who had interned with you, and I just didn't get into summer stock. So I was like, what am I going to do this summer? And Chelsea was like, oh my God, I have this amazing thing I did last summer. You'll love it. And yeah, she reached out, or had me reach out. It was a while back.
Jen did such amazing social media for me that year that when we started doing this again, I was like, we have to bring Jen on to do social media. So Jen is in charge of all the social media.
Right.
Hudson is a film major, but he's in high school. What? So Hudson started directing all the plays in the house with his dad and doing all the. You'll notice that Hudson looks the most stunning out of the four of us. Better lighting. So now what's your job now? You're in charge of plays in the house, right?
Yeah. I run tech and content for plays in the house.
So Hudson, I met because of his parents. When he was, I met him before he was.
About to say, you met him before he actually was.
I was going to say, yeah.
So always, Hudson and Julie would have play dates and sleepovers when they were much younger. You could see Hudson's little tininess.
Oh, God.
There's Julie. Hudson, your head is so tiny. There's Julie.
It's this big.
Yes.
And then finally, Kara, James knew from Texas, but I never met her. We went out to Texas to go see Disaster, which is
March of last year.
And I completely freaked out over Kara's performance. I was like, she played Jackie, the Richard York part, and I was like, She brought so much hilarious stuff to it. I said to James, like, if her show were running on Broadway, I would literally have Cara be the replacement because it was a brilliant performance. And yet she was like, I was sick the whole time. I'm like, you were amazing.
Seth, that was the one. Okay, so we were a little excited that you guys were coming. I mean, that's a big deal, right? And so everybody's like, it's Thursday. Seth and James are going to be here. And progressively through the day, my voice was just gone. And I didn't realize exactly how much Jackie sings in that show because I would leave the show and I'd be like, phew, okay, I'm done. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. And I would text my husband. I would get off stage and I'd say, this is the worst night of my life. When is this going to be over? I mean, every time I left the stage, it was so mortifying because by the end of the night, I had no voice, none whatsoever. And then I met you guys afterwards and you were so nice to me. And I was like, oh, okay. Well. And then I had the next two, we canceled the next night. And then I had to Milli Vanilli Saturday night. This remarkable girl in our ensemble sang backstage. Well, I sang on stage. So anyway, you guys, and you sent me messages about other leading ladies who had lost their voices on. I mean, you guys were just so sweet to me.
Well, it just goes to show it's like performing is a whole package. And It's like, I didn't care about the voice because your acting choices were so hilarious.
It's such a fun script though, you guys. I mean, I'd like to do that one for the rest of my life. I mean,
Well, and speaking of, and then I roped you into helping us to volunteer. And this, everyone who's watching, would not have happened if it were not for Cara Serber, because all of these names that are on the poster are all because Cara kept track of them. She notified them. She made sure that they got the information they needed. And it was one of the best. I know for me, it'll always be one of the best days of my life, and definitely for this show, and it would not have happened without you.
I'm so grateful that you gave me that focus that day. Now I have this wonderful feeling about that day, and that will be my memory of the election of 2020, and that's really special.
Okay, so by the way, Cara, I feel like you're the jack of all trades for the show. Like whenever there's something really horrible to do, James calls you. So it's always like the most opportunist. Like, I don't know how you do. Like you help with the auction. You've done it all.
Yeah.
Hudson, how are you able to do Place in the House and be in school at the same time and also have such amazing lighting?
I got a webcam and it's like the best thing that's ever happened. I'm the best looking in my class too now because of it. Usually we schedule rehearsals, which will be usually 5 to 6 hours on like a Sunday or the Saturday or Sunday before, because now they're Monday nights. And then, the rest of it is at night. So I'm able to balance that stuff. Although sometimes during my lunch period at school, I'll edit the intros for the plays.
Lunch period. Hudson, I think about you and David, like, doing all these tech rehearsals with these stars. Is there any one star that you've been like freaked out to meet? Besides Andrea Burns, who's your mom?
Yeah, well, the most scared I've been is Andrea Burns. No, I wouldn't say freaked out. I think excited. Annette Bening was really exciting to have on Plays in the House, and she was so kind and really generous with all of us. And she was directing the play as well. And there's only so much you can do virtually. In terms of direction, but she really took advantage of everything and really had a vision and was totally open to collaborating with everyone. And so that was super cool. And everyone I've gotten to work with, I'm really grateful to. It's been awesome.
She loved you. She was like, Hudson Flynn is a god.
I know, I was going to say, I'm using that to apply to colleges now, is the quote, Hudson Flynn is a god, quote.
Well, I do hope that you're going to include this in your application for school.
Yeah, this is on my resume for sure. Yeah, but I've loved doing this. It's been awesome.
And Jen, in addition to social media, tell everyone, because David just uploaded some of the pictures, and you'll be the one making the announcement here of what's going to be going on sale next week.
Well, as someone who has spent too much of quarantine realizing I have an online shopping addiction, I'm really excited to share this with you all. We are making Stars in the House merch. It's happening. It's almost here. It's coming. It's on its way. Like the holidays, whichever you celebrate, probably. Yeah, we have T-shirts, iPhone cases, masks. We're really picky about the masks, actually. We're only selling the good ones. We don't want the bad masks. That if Dr. Lepook wouldn't approve, we don't want it.
No, ma'am.
Not endorsed by him, but if he wouldn't approve, we don't want it.
I don't have the picture of the mask because I literally just put it in the private chat for David to upload these. So I don't know if the mask is here, but you were totally right because I think we had talked about the merchandise, Jen. These are also incredible. I'll just talk to you while everyone watching can see the merchandise that's going to go on sale. But you're right because you had talked about merchandise a while back, but the masks they weren't that good, were they?
I actually ordered some from this exact website because I am a nerd who wants to show off my fangirl. And I was so disappointed by their like regular masks. I didn't even consider the website we're going with. But then I checked again, and now they have these like much better fitted 3-layer masks with the, like adjustable ear straps and the nose thing. So they're a little more expensive, but they're going to be so much better. It'll be worth it. Yeah. So far we have "Don't Kill Grandma" and the Stars in the House logo. We're working on some new designs, but if you guys have any ideas of what we should do, let us know. Send ideas, send designs, and we'll see what we can do.
Look at this. We already have, of course, our regular viewers here. Susan Nipper says, finally merch. Those shirts are awesome. David Hughes says, fridge magnets, please.
We got him. We're there.
There you go, Jenny. Yeah, this is so cool. I can't even keep up with all the comments. Jenny says, I so want everything. So Jen,
thank you.
That's right. Look at that. Look at all this. There you go.
Thank you. Jen forced us into it. We were like, we can't deal.
It looks great.
And the last one from Toby. I'm so excited to be able to get some Star swag.
Our biggest fan. She shares every show we do.
Yeah, everybody watching.
Oh, Jen, hold on, Jen. What about hoodies? There was one, right?
Yeah, we have their zip up pullover with a pocket. We got them.
Hey, my sister wants to make sure that there's an apron for Hanukkah and Christmas cooking.
We have there is an apron. There's a laptop skin. It's everything. This isn't everything we have. This is just a sampling of things I felt like taking a screenshot of like a week ago.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, masks, magnets, notebooks, like ridiculous things that you shouldn't be able to make merch of. We have.
Okay, but wait a minute. Look at this. From Brenda Braxton, do hosts get free swag?
She's a mess.
Yes, Brenda.
Yes,
Brenda.
Now, by the way, Jen, I was thinking the same thing. I think it should be hashtag don't, even though there's an apostrophe, I think it should be hashtag don't kill grandma. We should talk about it.
Okay, we can discuss.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it.
So Deborah's asking Jen the important question, where do we buy it? So you probably know more than me because we should have asked Cicely, is Cicely still here? Yes, she is. Cicely. This is like an emergency because you see all the time. This is an emergency staff meeting. What did you and Jen come up with as far as when merch will be available?
My understanding is that Jen is sending me all of the pictures to get on the website so that people will be able to access it on the website. But then help me out, Jen. It's going to go to another link, right?
Yeah. So it's we have like a shop that's being housed on Redbubble. So as far as I know, it's not live yet. I was waiting for the okay to make it live, which if you want, I could do tonight. Give me the word. Only for those 2 designs so far, but we can add more. Yeah. So you can search Stars in the House on Redbubble. That's the name of our shop. And then I will send once it's live, I'll send the link to Cicely and she can add pictures of stuff and then link to our shop on Redbubble.
So wait, people have to go to Redbubble or people should go to starsinthehouse.com?
Right now they can go to Redbubble, but once it's live, Cicely can add the link really quickly.
So if you're desperate right now, which I totally get because I am, you go to redbubble.com. If you want to wait a few hours before Cicely to work on Thanksgiving.
All right, we can make it live for Black Friday.
It'll be live for Black Friday. That sounds like a plan.
Then if you keep getting requests, we open the Pandora's box here. Pajama pants, please.
I don't know if they have those. You might have stumped me, but I will check. And if they have them,
and Brenda Braxton.
It's true. We need this.
We need Brenda Pandamdemic merch.
Our signature.
Yep, I'm on it. I'm writing it down.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So before we go, I'm telling one Hudson Flynn story about how hilarious he is. I think he was like, he must have been like 8, 7. And, his mom, Andrea, was playing Daniela in the Heights. And it was so hilarious. We're walking down the street, me, Hudson, his mom, and I think Julie. And for some reason, Hudson, we kind of walked too fast, and Hudson was behind us. And this is, by the way, only for In the Heights fans. But Hudson was behind us, and we kept walking, and Hudson just went, "Hey!" And we turned around and he went, "Hey!" And then he just went, "What's this tonteria that I'm seeing on the street?"
Yeah, that sounds like 8-year-old me.
Hilarious. Because it came from reality. You were actually calling us, and you were like, "Wait a minute. Is this the same?"
Yeah, the idea came in real time, I'm sure.
We still got it. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to Hudson, and we're going to say goodbye. Bye,
Happy
Hudson.
Thanksgiving.
And to Jen. And to, I'm going to leave you, Kara, for a second.
Right. Bye-bye.
And to Cicely.
Yes.
And then I'm going to bring on 2 people. Okay. I'm going to bring on the fabulous, oh my God, there's a lot of Jews.
Yeah. Hi, David. Hi, Alan. Hi, everyone.
I'm getting
Hello.
Talk for a second, James. I'm getting something. Hold on, I have to get something.
I can't even see you. So David, you know how grateful we are and thankful we are to you and everything that you do for the show and for us. And talk about last minute. As last minute as we are with Cicely, you're probably the number one guy that we throw last minute stuff to.
Oh my God.
So we just want to, we know we've said it before, but we can't say it enough how thankful we are to you.
Tell everybody what you do, David Katz.
What do I do? Well, all these people that you see on the show every day, the lovely people that are booked, and Seth arranges, and Maggie and Margie and all the wonderful people that help out. I get sent their email or their information, and we, talk about how to get online here and make sure that they look good and sound good, and if they're going to sing, to make sure that the levels are good, and to make sure that just things run smoothly for Seth and James, that photos and videos are in so that they can run a show and just kind of have a production kind of level thing so that we can bring you the best quality content with the best stars. So that's what we try to do every day. It's a lot of videos and time codes and sending photos, and Seth and James send it. They're the ones who come up with these photos and videos. I just really pull it for them, but it's magnificent to be able to work with such amazing people every day, and Seth and James every day, and Kara. I mean, the vote-a-thon, that was just amazing.
You're incredible. You're being very humble. But you're a whiz. You and Jonah are just remarkable.
David's an acting major, and yet figure out all this tech. That's what's so crazy. Like, we would not have been able to do StreamYard. Also, all my live concerts I do every Sunday. All my live concerts because of David. And yet again, it's about from being a kid. It's like I first worked with his dad, Alan, who's sitting there, the most Jewy one over there.
Why is the logo over my head?
That's David. I can't help what David does. So Alan is a hilarious comedy writer. Alan was a hilarious comedy writer on the Rosie O'Donnell show, and he had a little kid named Andrew. David wasn't even born yet. And then a million years later, there's Andrew. A million years later, David was born, but I basically knew David as this because he was like, now, I don't know why you're holding a cockroach. Why are you holding a cockroach, David?
I don't know where you got that. I mean, Seth to this day when we were sound checking, the one part he remembers me playing is the Cat in the Hat in Seussical. And I was like 11. I was belting like crazy high in the stratosphere. And he's like, yeah, you can still sing that. You can still do that. I'm like, no, dear. Like, my voice is like.
I live in the past. I only know you from the past.
So funny.
So Alan was always like, oh, my son David loves musical theater. And then, so when I would do a concert, David would come to it, and then David started volunteering and doing all this. Every time we would do like a social justice benefit, David was always there helping us. So when we started Stars in the House, James and I were like, maybe David will help us. He always volunteers. And you wound up becoming like, literally like we do everything as a team. I mean, me, David, and James do everything for this show. And how old are you now? Like 21?
I'm 20, so I'll be 21 in May. But Seth and James, I say this to everybody who say, what are you doing? Who do you work? It's like I work with somebody who is so trained and so skilled in the business and knows so much about what you do and what we all love, and the ability for you to share your knowledge and skills with people, but with me too, at a young age, 13, 12 years old, Jonah too, Hudson. I mean, you're so generous and so kind. James, you too, for Concert for America and allowing, us to be able to work in opportunities like that, and an opportunity like this to kickstart something and to just, be working at a time like this, and to be, doing so much good. And it really fills my heart. And I know, James, you talk about that a lot, but thank you both. Thank you for what you do day in and day out. These guys are emailing, writing, on their phones, calling people. I mean, literally all day. I mean, the people that are watching right now, all day, this is what they do to make sure that you're entertained and to make sure that the people that need to be heard are heard and the people that need to be seen are seen. It's amazing. So thank you, Seth and James. Get on with the rest of the show. We just wanted to say hi. We have some dessert here, and happy Thanksgiving.
Wait, before you continue to Katz, do you have your cell phone?
I do have my cell phone. Donation.
You can finally do what everyone else always gets to do. You can read the donations.
Aw, that's so nice. All righty, here we go, guys. Kristen from Ohio, $10. Jacqueline from Pleasantville, New York, $20. Thank you so much. She says, how nice of you to open your home to us on this day of thanks. So grateful to everyone at Stars in the House. Thank you. Chuck from Indiana, $25. Thank you for this programming. Love the behind the scenes peek. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Sherry from Oregon, $30. Happy Thanksgiving. In a year when it's hard to find many things to be thankful for, I'm thankful for that you and your staff continue to bring us Stars in the House. Thanks for the laughs and entertainment. And thanks to Dr. LePook for keeping us informed. Very true. Thank you, Dr. LePook. Mark from Massachusetts, last one, $50. I am so grateful for all you do. I cooked for my large family and delivered it curbside, and we spent 4 hours on Zoom eating and playing Got It, our version. Happy Thanksgiving. Love it.
I don't think they got it. That's so
Yes.
Great.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Seth and James, Kara. You guys are the best. Thankful for these guys and allowing me to work and to, when I run downstairs and I go, Cheetah Rivera's on the phone. Holy, whatever. But thank you guys.
So the day of the vote-a-thon.
Yeah, dinners are frequently interrupted. Like, oh my God, I have to run upstairs because I have to go.
No, I know.
But it's
my kids know if James and Seth text, I'm out.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
No, their priority. It's
the
true.
day of the vote-a-thon when Martin Short couldn't figure out StreamYard and Ishtok Perlman couldn't figure out, and I'm like, I don't know. And
but it's like that's not a problem because it's Martin Short. Like,
exactly.
If that's the issue, like somebody having technical issues, I'm happy to handle
that. But you fixed it in 30 seconds. I mean, you just did it.
We've had I've been thinking about it, like 1,300 people on Stars in the House, over 250 episodes almost. So yay to Seth and James. No, that doesn't. We don't really count. Thank you guys. We'll let you get on with the rest.
All
of
right.
Thank you, Alan, Simone, Rose.
Bye. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. I'll take myself off. All right, here we go.
Clowns later. Kara, one more minute because I'm bringing on your friend.
Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. That's all right. No. You know what, Seth? Can maybe were there a few more there, and I'll do the pictures. Hold
Actually,
on.
Don't think so.
No. Okay. Well, we got to show the pictures. Hold on. Says, you know what, Cicely and Aaron, hold on for a minute, and we're gonna do some pictures in a second. But I think Seth wants to bring Paul on.
Yeah.
While Kara's here.
That was a surprise.
Yes.
Kara, I was so jealous they got to see you today.
Well, you should be because
Well, all I wanted to do was surprise Kara with you, and I was like, here, and literally right before I bring you on, Seth wants to bring on Paul.
Well,
but he gives me an old piece of paper. Seth, why don't you read this, which you already read, and ruin the one thing I've been waiting the whole
So,
day to
Kara,
do.
now this is when the marriage ends.
And the end.
The end.
Hi, Kara. Oh, it's so nice to see your face.
You know, they were just talking about Bill's animals when Paul and I did our show. We had a Bill's dog.
We did. What was that dog's name? Oh, she was so cute. She was the cutest dog, and you're not allowed to interact with them. It's really hard.
Yeah, you can't look them in the eye.
So we did Annie together. Kara and Paul did Annie down in Texas. Paul was Rooster, and Kara was Sweet Grace.
She was, but maybe we can do Disaster someday together.
Paul, you would die if you saw Kara in it. Paul and I, of course, did Disaster on
Broadway.
And on Broadway. There we are. Well, first of all, this is us, Kara. This is me and Paul back in the day. But then this is us in Disaster, our regular faces.
Oh, look how cute you are.
Broadway.
Oh my God. Yes, I would love to have seen you do that.
It was so fun. It was probably the most fun I've ever had on stage.
Well, it's a great show. It's such a fun show. I mean, it was one of the greatest, most fun experiences, ever. And then I was thinking, let's see, what have I done for Stars in the House? I'm like the swing.
Paul is the swing. He'll come in, he'll do donations.
I'm kidding. But
it's true.
And I did the editing. I also coordinated with Scott and picked, did you know that I picked Liz to sing the song?
No, the theme song?
Yeah, he was like, who do you think? And we talked different names. I said, I think Liz because she's so on her gig and I know Seth loves her voice and she's a friend and I know she'll just there won't be any shenanigans.
Oh, so you
did you were on and told an audition story. You told I don't remember what show that was, but you told your New York audition story.
Oh, I got his Bye Bye Birdie audition story.
Yeah.
He's been a guest, a behind the scenes person. Paul is a swing, and Paul's been a swing on Broadway too. So that is your signature.
Well, you guys have been great. What haven't I done with you guys? Seriously.
That is true. Well, including Concert for America, the first one, you were on stage with Seth the whole time, turning the pages for the music.
I was gonna say, from turning pages to being on stage to being backstage to just everything. It's
the DNC. We were at the DNC together.
At the DNC. Oh my God, it's been that long. It's been 4 years. We went to the DNC. Well, that was a while ago. Yeah.
I think the first conversation we had was about things like that, Paul, with you and Seth.
It was. It was an eye opener because I was down in Texas.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Wait, you're blonde and blue eyed. You must be a Baptist." Oh no,
she's Jewish.
I'm a Jew.
Karen and Paul, so when you first met, though, isn't there a story there when you met at rehearsal that you didn't necessarily you weren't besties right away or something? What was the story? Am I missing?
No, it wasn't that. I don't remember that. I just think
you were hesitant.
What?
You were hesitant. And I'm like, you're gonna like me.
That's just me in general.
Right. And I am like, no, we're gonna be good friends and you're gonna love me. So there you go.
And I did, and I'm so thankful. No, I'm just, I'm one of those, I'm a 5 on this scale that I had to do with. No, I just sort of sit back, and I thought, I got a week to learn this and a week to do it. I got to really concentrate. And I was really hanging out mostly with the woman Kathy, who played Miss Hannigan, and Lara, who played.
She was also in Disaster, right? Kathy Fitzgerald did.
Yeah. But you were like, no, we are gonna. I'm not waiting for you, which was fantastic.
You're gonna like me. That's it.
Hey, Kara and Paul, let's bring on Aaron and Cicely, and we're gonna show the rest of the pictures that we have. Cicely and Aaron, because I think we've got some. Seth, you want to show the pictures? Because there's yeah, this one's from Cindy. This 20-year-old sleepy lady has 3 other blankets you can see, but only one deadbeat diva you can't see. We watched Broadway Folks on TV and the dog show, of course. That's what they did.
This one.
This is Jazz.
This cat is 20 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Kara from East Dallas, Texas.
Oh.
There you go.
Your hood.
That's right. And then what did Melissa Errico send?
Oh, Melissa Errico sent us a video. Let's take a gander.
These are Melissa's 12-year-old twins making a holiday TikTok just now on the only day they would ever dress like this.
Here it is. 1, 2, 3, Errico.
Were there any more pictures? I don't know if we necessarily have.
They were all. It was tons of cat pictures. I feel like I showed them all.
Okay, good. All right. Just want to make sure we didn't. Susan's furry buddies.
These are the foster cats. Foster. I love the cats. Foster cats.
Well, Paul, you're such a cat person.
Yes, I rescued 2 kittens about 10 weeks ago. We got him.
And how's it going now? Because in the beginning, it wasn't necessarily great,
Yeah,
right?
the cat was as cold as you were in rehearsals.
Correct. One of them was like me in rehearsals. They're not cold. Anyway. One of them was Cubby, our gray one, was just very. I don't know. I don't know if something had happened to him, but he was just afraid of us and wanted nothing to do with us. And then Gus, the ginger cat, was ready to love us right away. But of course, interestingly, now Cubby, now that he has accepted us, is so much more demanding of affection, and he's almost more snuggly than Gus in a way. So yeah, no, they're sweet. They're so, it's really been good. It's one of the good things that's happened out of this quarantining.
Okay, Tara, I had the opposite experience with Paul. When I first met Paul in Forever Plaid, I was like, oh, I don't know, he's wearing a button-down sweater. He seems kind of like not my type of person to hang out with. And then he was friendly with the stage manager, and I was like, I hate that stage manager. I'm not talking to Paul. So like I completely ignored him. And then finally, like 3 months later, we became friends. And I was like, Paul, I'm so sorry. I was so cold to you for the first 2 months, and I was completely ignoring you and giving you a lot of attitude. And Paul was just like, I didn't even notice. Wasn't it?
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Really, I was like, I'm really teaching him a lesson. And he was like, I'm not even paying attention to you.
Yeah, I was like, what, who are you? What were you doing? No, what really happened is you sort of were like, so you and this, are we getting in trouble for this? Oh, okay.
It was just a stage manager, basically. I won't say who.
You and the stage manager. And I went, I hate her.
And I was like, oh my God, now I love you. It took 3 months, and I'm best friends ever since. That was like 1993.
She was.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna wrap up because we have our show tomorrow, Humane Society.
Humane Society tomorrow.
And I don't think I said at the beginning of the show because I was so excited that Norman Lear, of all people, was on the show. So I kind of rushed through. But of course, I know I speak for all of us here that we are all thankful for our frontline workers. Teachers, nurses, doctors, anyone who works in a hospital, anyone who works in a grocery store, people who do the utilities, everything that lets us all live our lives as normal as we can in 2020. Oh, you got one of the, yes. So
we had these cups from Squigs that are like thank yous for frontline workers.
So, and of course, we thank the Actors Fund and everyone there who has helped distribute millions and millions of dollars this year to help out, everyone. It's really to help the arts survive this pandemic, and for us to all be on the other side, and for it to still exist. So thank you to everyone at the Actors Fund.
And our amazing staff. So thank you for,
absolutely.
Some of the staff had to go and eat, which I don't blame them. But everyone, thank you to our staff at Tourist Swings.
That's right.
Thank you, Paul.
All right. We don't have theme music for you to play outside. All right, hold on. So we're gonna play the end credits. Aaron, I think at some point we'll have to update these, but for now we'll go. There they are. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm so glad everyone was here. Almost everyone was here.
We should have a closing theme. Big one, Tony's.
Exactly.
I want that white chocolate pudding.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, there isn't that much left, is there?
Yes, there is. Yes.
Well,
there's an entire pan.
Half a pan.
No, I thought the whole pan is up.
Oh, well, I haven't had any yet, by the way. We're going to have to have it.
A whole pan.
Oh, no. Is there any left?
No. There's 3 slices.